Congratulations, Diccon.
Thanks, Rob.
What's your reaction to getting this?
Amazed. It's the first award I've ever won, honestly. I mean, we were proud of the series, we loved it, and then you make these things and then you move along, and then we heard a month ago that I think we'd heard we'd been nominated, then we'd heard we won it, and we were amazed.
It looks like a very complex series because there's so many layers to the activity in the dockyard.
Yeah. It was. It is. I mean, my background's observational documentary. It was it was a complicated shoot. It was spent a lot of time going out there, learning people's jobs, learning different facets of what went on in Devonport. And then once you've got that, you've also got to learn find characters that are good at explaining their job in a nice, warm sort of way. It was quite difficult to make. And then, of course, we had different days where we'd go and we'd film all the pretties, as we call them, and then there was just lots of days. I mean, there were days when maybe somebody might have been moving an engine from inside a sub and it takes 3 days to film, that sort of thing. So yeah, quite difficult.
Quite difficult. That's a key point, isn't it? You've got to fit around their schedule,
yeah,
but you've somehow got to make it match your schedule and how you need to deliver it.
Yeah, really difficult, because of course it's the Royal Navy. They've got a very important job to do, and where they're going, hi, can we film you? So, you know, lots of times, like, we want to film on HMS Ocean. Sorry guys, you can't, we're loading helicopters today, goodbye, we're off to, you know, go off to do a NATO exercise for 2 weeks. So it was quite difficult, and there were a lot of knockbacks because they had to get on with their job, and that was completely understandable. But over 4 months, we got enough content to make a programme with it.
Now, you mentioned characters. This is something which one has to judge well. It mustn't be forced, they've got to come naturally, but they are kind of the lifeblood of observational documentary.
Yeah. Do you know one of the most important things that we came across when we were there, and it was kind of a moment after we were filming for 2 weeks, and that is the Royal Navy is so professional, and everybody who works for it are so professional that us TV guys, we want jeopardy, we want, oh no, what's going to happen, it's going to go wrong, what could possibly happen? Hardly anything goes wrong, to be honest with them, because they're so well skilled and all that sort of thing, and even when things do go wrong, they kind of shrug it off because there's so many checks and balances in place anyway. So, like, you know, like, oh no, the engine's broken, oh my god, what are you going to do? Well, you know, it's fine because we've got backup systems in place. So that was always a problem. And obviously people are focused on their job, so it's hard for them to be focused and then at the same time turn around and talk to us and tell us what they're doing, that sort of thing.
Indeed, but you did manage to find some extraordinary instances. The things that stick in my mind, though there are many, are obviously getting Ocean ready to sea. Everything depends on getting the heads, the loos, we would call them, fixed, and also that extraordinary story with the breakwater. This massive block of concrete just lifted on the breakwater as if by a giant. Incredible.
I mean, that was amazing, seeing that. Everyone spoke about that block that was put up on the breakwater. It just shows you the power of the sea. And some for the characters, you know, we just stumbled across Dave Potts. We went on board Ocean. I think we had one of our PDs was walking around for probably about 2 days trying to find out different facets of the ship. Found Dave Potts, who dealt with the poo tanks, as he called them, and we hit gold with him. And then you've got your more drier characters, who the guys were dealing with the breakwater and all that sort of thing. Very kind of like quite hardened people who had a job to do, and that was more like a mission sort of thing with those guys.
When you make something like this, you're committed for 4 months, it's very intense. There's always going to be something, possibly some things, that stay with you. If you had to pick one thing from the series that really stays in your mind, that you'll treasure almost for the years to come, what would it be?
Personally, for me, are we talking about actually in the programme? For me personally, I mean, me personally, walking around on the Trafalgar class nuclear submarines was mind-blowing. I'm so lucky in my line of work. All of it, walking around Ocean was preposterous. So you literally do have to pinch yourself. Like you say, oh my god, I'm on HMS Ocean, I shouldn't really be here, and I'm here. Probably film-wise, one of the things we caught, which I thought was best, was when they had to load HMS Ocean with all its helicopters before it went out on this massive NATO exercise, and that was just ridiculous. I mean, we were there for about an hour, and just every 10 minutes there were just tons of helicopters coming in and landing on the deck. That was amazing.
Sounds like one to remember.
Definitely was.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you very much.